In this video, I'll be breaking down the 3-1 victory over Aston Villa. We've got quite a bit to get through, including match statistics, player analysis, heat maps, key moments, key players, media duties, and if we've got time at the end, a few shout outs for correct scores. Now, strap yourself in because you won't want to miss this one. Let's waste no more time at all and jump straight into things. Hello, I'm JC and welcome to my Arsenal versus Aston Villa match report. Arsenal running out 3-1 victors. What a way to start the weekend. In this first section, we'll be running through some match stats and player analysis, starting with possession, 54% in favour of Arsenal. I was a little surprised by that as we dominated that first half, restricting Villa to 0 shots in that first 45. However, I think it kind of levelled out just slightly because they started that second half fairly well and ended quite strongly too. But speaking about that first half performance, that has to be a template moving forward. If we can replicate that in future games, Arsenal are going to do very, very well in that challenge for the top 6 or even that top 4. Maybe it was the players wanting to prove a point amongst themselves, the manager, and even the fans. Another positive to take from the match stats was the shots, 22 in total, 17 on Monday. Arsenal are starting to create more and more chances, and we've managed to bag 5 goals now in those 2 games. We've struggled of late to get goals, but things might just be starting to turn around. We created 4 big chances and we had 7 corners, one of which resulted in a goal, Thomas Partey's first for the club. There was controversy at half-time after the whistle was blown. Arsenal were given a penalty, which we'll get into in a later part of this video. And Emile Smith-Rowe managed to bag himself a goal. A little bit fortunate maybe, but the Smith, we're not going to take it away from you. Let's go through some of the player statistics, and there's 3 that I've picked out, not including Emile Smith-Rowe, because we'll talk about him in a little bit more detail in a later part of this video. Now, Aubameyang, for me, had a very, very good performance. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 key passes as well. 4 shots in the game, 3 of which were on target. Didn't really put a foot wrong for me. Loads and loads of energy and led by example as captain. He did come off, hopefully nothing too serious. Ben White is another one who had a top performance for me, as well as his centre-back partner, Gabriel. 3 clearances, 2 blocks, 1 interception, didn't lose a duel both ground and aerially, and also had 95% passing accuracy. Top performance from Ben White. Gabriel, 2 clearances, 1 block, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles, won 4 out of 5 ground duels, and again 88% in terms of passing accuracy. Both centre-backs very, very comfortable on the ball, and Ben White was happy driving forward. There were a couple of occasions where he actually picked up the ball on the edge of his own 18-yard box and nearly finished on the edge of Villa's. So some really, really, really positive stuff there. In terms of other individual performances, for me, Aaron Ramsdale had another top performance. It was a save he made in around about the 82nd minute after Villa managed to get their first goal. And had he not have saved that, it would have been 3-2 heading into the last 10 minutes of the game. So it would have been a really, really tense end to the game. Tavares had an unbelievable performance. Stepped in for Kieran Tierney very, very late due to some bruising, I believe, and he had an unbelievable performance. So much energy down that left-hand side, linking up with Smith-Rowe. It looks like they've played together for years and years, exploiting that sort of right-back area for Aston Villa, which we'll get into. Heat maps are going to show you some big things on how Arsenal exploited that side. Tomiyasu had another good game. His last 2 games weren't great, but we started to see the performances like the ones against sort of Norwich, Burnley and Spurs. So it's really, really nice to see him have a good game. Thomas Partey, he got his first goal. Solid performance, some big tackles and blocks. Lokonga had a great game. His transitional play from defence into attack was phenomenal. People sort of questioning whether or not he should have started, if he's too lightweight. Maybe El Neni or Ainsley Maitland-Niles should have started, but he proved hopefully quite a few people wrong. And we had Lacazette, so much energy. It was a big question as to whether or not he was going to start, whether he was going to bring a similar performance to the one he gave at Palace when he came on for 15 minutes. Would he be able to do it over 90 minutes? Yes, is the answer. He did come off with a bit of fatigue, so hopefully he'll be available for the next game. And Saka, well, Not his best performance. Obviously, he was very involved and he done some very, very good things. There was an opportunity in the game where he was completely unmarked after a cross from the left-hand side from Tavares. Normally, he probably would have scored if his confidence was a little higher, but I was surprised he played after the kick-in he got from McCarthy at Palace. I thought he would probably be on the bench, but he looks like he's suffering from fatigue. He could probably do with maybe a rest, if I'm honest with you. He didn't have a bad performance, but I think we've become so used to him having top performances nearly every single week that when he has an average performance, it feels weird. But all round, great performances from the side. And I haven't mentioned Smith Rowe, and that's because we're going to talk about him in a later part of this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Who was your favourite player? What did you take from the game? It'd be great to hear from you. Before we get into analysing some heat maps, hit that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. And if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing. It really helps me and the channel out. So Arsenal in the orange, Villa in the blue. And as mentioned in the previous section, Arsenal had a lot of joy down that left-hand side, which is, well, you only have to look at the heat map and where that deep red is on Arsenal's side. Arteta clearly saw something, an area to exploit. And if we have a look at Aston Villa, who are in the blue, the number 2 and 4 are very much more advanced compared to the 3 and 5. And they were playing a sort of 3/5 at the back. If we have a look at Arsenal's average positioning, both Tavares and Smith Rowe quite advanced, very close together. They were playing 1-2s with each other. Compare that to Tomiyasu and Saka. We know Tomiyasu likes to sit back a little bit more. So Arsenal clearly saw an area to exploit. Very unlucky that Tavares didn't actually register a few assists and maybe even a goal on a couple of occasions where he did get in down that left-hand side. And if we have a look at Villa's heat map, Martinez looks like the guy with the ball the most for their team. And I think that comes down to the first half performance where we really kind of pressed and limited their opportunities. They were constantly going long and losing the ball, and they weren't playing the ball out to their wing backs at all. There is literally no heat on the left and right hand side in their own third. Arsenal having lots of success across both sides of the pitch, and the energy in terms of ground covered is clear to see. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. In this next section, we're going to discuss key moments in the game. I haven't included Thomas Partey's goal because it was clear cut in terms of it coming from a corner and then ending up in the back of the net. Yes, there may have been some poor marking from Aston Villa's point of view, but in terms of analysis, it's much more clean, shall we say. Now, the biggest moment of the game, the turning point, was probably the VAR decision, as you can see in picture number 1, highlighted in that black circle. Now, a lot of people are saying that it may have been a soft penalty, but according to the laws of the game, it is a penalty, and it's about time that Arsenal actually got a decision from VAR. Now, where the controversy lies is the actual scoring of the penalty. Now, play went on after the foul was committed whilst VAR reviewed things. Half-time whistle was blown. It was then reviewed by the referee, penalty was given. So that part of it seems fairly straightforward. Where things get a little bit confusing is after Martinez saved the ball, the question marks are around whether or not Aubameyang should have been allowed to put the ball in the back of the net afterwards. So, let me know down in the comments below, do you think the goal should have been given, and was it even a penalty in the first place? Picture number 2 was a great goal from Emil Smith Rowe. Just off picture, it was a ball in from Tavares in the red arrow coming into Aubameyang. Players are not getting tight enough to him. There are 2 players near Aubameyang. They didn't get tight enough. Villa were often caught out on the counter-attack in this game. And it was a whipping ball over the top in the second red arrow. And you can see Emil Smith Rowe highlighted in the black circle. And the arrow is showing you where he ran into. And there was just so much space there to exploit whilst Aston Villa were chasing the game. And then finally, we have the third goal that I want to analyse. And this was Aston Villa's goal. The one frustrating thing for me here is we can see in the black circle there are at least 4 players around Bailey, and he's not tackled. The ball does fall to Ramsey, and to be fair to him, it's an absolutely fantastic finish into the top corner. I can't see many goalkeepers, if any, saving that, and Ramsdale was absolutely furious that the ball wasn't closed down at 1 quicker and better. He obviously wanted his clean sheet. Again, let me know down in the comments below, should Arsenal have done better in this situation, or was it just part of Aston Villa's hard work finally paying off? My key player up next, and yes, it's Emil Smith Rowe. The Croydon De Bruyne the Smith. He's got many names. Some top numbers, and the heat map very much coincides with where Arsenal were looking to exploit Aston Villa and where that deep red was in the team heat map. So a top performance from him, bagging himself a goal and an assist, which is fantastic, and 4 key passes. He's becoming a vital member of this Arsenal team. He was involved in 52 passes, 87 passing accuracy, which is top stuff. He completed 3 out of 3 dribbles, 2 shots, 1 off target, winning 4 out of 6 duels. He certainly, in my opinion, was Arsenal man of the match and the key player in the game against Aston Villa. Gareth Southgate was even watching, so maybe he's knocking on that door for his first senior cap in the England team. Let's watch this space. But was he your man of the match? Was he your key player? Let me know down in the comments below whether it was him or maybe someone else. If you don't already know, before every Arsenal game I post over on Twitter asking you for your score predictions, and if you do get it correct, you'll get a shout out in my match report. And we've got 2 this time around, starting with Keith. Very straightforward, going 3-1 Arsenal. So well done to you, Keith. He also has a YouTube channel and you can find him over on Twitter, so please go check him out. But we also have a second shout out, and I do apologise if I'm mispronouncing his name. I think it's K2. He did get the score prediction right of 3-1. Not quite right with the rest of the prediction, but it doesn't matter. He got 3-1 absolutely spot on. So well done to you, and go give him a follow over on Twitter. Now that wraps things up for today. If you have enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and over the next few weeks you will find similar content as well as match previews. But for now, I'm JC, and I'll catch you in the next one.